Hey friends, this is Kelly Calabrese, and I wanted to talk to you about something called post-traumatic growth. You may have heard of post-traumatic stress. That's where some traumatic event happens in your life, and it could be anything. My population happens to be working with people of divorce, but it could be any loss, an accident, war, loss of a job, anything that was traumatic. And people are left with stressful symptoms, which could be anger, depression. You literally can't think. You've got brain fog, deep sadness, denial, panic, guilt, loneliness. I mean, all kinds of terrible things can happen when people go through trauma. But we have a choice, right? So post traumatic growth, that's where you transform your trauma and you take the adversity and you use it to your advantage. So let's talk about how trauma can actually be a catalyst for something positive. And you may have known two people who went through something similar, but did something very different with it. Two people could have been in a car accident. Two people could have gotten divorced, but they do something very different with it. So if you look at trauma as opportunity for change, it gives you a new perspective. You're giving new meaning to what happened to you. You're deciding not to stay in a place of victim. And what happens is when you go through trauma, you can appreciate life so much more. There's people who've had near death experiences, people who overcame cancer. When you go through something hard and you live to tell it and you get another chance, wow, you're so appreciative. Sometimes people will get into a second marriage and just be so thankful for having a spouse and companionship and someone who loves them that maybe they missed out on for whatever reason that first time. After trauma, there are new possibilities. You simply need to be open to them. You need to look for them. You can have incredible spiritual growth after a traumatic event. Sometimes when so many things are stripped away, whether it's your health or people you love or your place of position in the workforce, that you go to God, you go deep and you have spiritual changes. And that is a beautiful thing. Your relationships could change. You may have new relationships. Maybe old ones were broken off, but that wasn't meant to be forever in your life. It was just for a season. And there's opportunity to bring in new people that are of a much higher level in how they thrive in life. You could gain new confidence to do things now that maybe you weren't doing before the trauma happened. And maybe you want to help others. Maybe because you have been through it, you are now just operating at such a higher level that you want to help others that you're ahead of to show them you can overcome cancer, you can live through divorce, you can still exist in the world and be very productive, even if you don't have the use of your legs, for example. A lot of people also like to give back. It helps them to heal, and it also helps the people that they're serving. It might bring you closer to the people who are already in your life, who you want to be more connected with. Sometimes a loss will do that. You'll appreciate it even more. Um, you may have new beliefs. Maybe you realize that what you were believing before wasn't exactly true. And now you're open to an entire new world of possibility. To experience growth, you have to experience stress. It's just how it works. I mean, even in exercise, you've got to stress the muscle in order for it to grow. So, really, if you look at it as an opportunity to grow because of the stress, that can really change everything. The trauma could really be an opportunity to reflect on the things that happened and why they did happen and what you could have possibly done differently and what you can do differently in the future. It may bring you into a new community of people. If you want to have post traumatic growth, you're going to need community. It's not something that you do alone. Yes, you can do this with God and have that deep spiritual connection, and that is awesome. That's where everything starts. But we're here to be with people. So, one of the ways to see growth is to surround yourself with like-minded and spirited people who are ahead of you, who have wisdom to share, who can help pull you up. Another is don't minimize it, trying to pretend that it didn't happen or you're not affected or you're going to isolate yourself by minimizing it. That does not help with growth. You need to work through the trauma, and you can do this through therapy. Obviously, counseling, psychologists, psychiatrists can be very helpful. But again, having the community and if you are a woman who's going through separation, divorce, post-divorce, I do have a community called Intentionally Fabulous on Facebook, which I would love for you to join because it is so supportive and we talk about the hard things and we encourage each other. So you can have a very positive outcome after trauma. If your trauma, again, was divorce, I invite you to join the community and we'll talk about all the ways you can create a fabulous bonus life that is better than you can ask, think, or imagine. So use your tragedy for triumph. Use your place of being a victim for victory. Use the test for a testimony. So I would love to see you over on our Intentionally Fabulous Facebook page and join our community, or even consider going through our 8-week program, helping you redefine your life as a single person. And you can find out more at intentionallyfabulous.com. Thanks, friends. See you on the next video.